Hey, welcome back to my channel. So we're back for another book review. So I've been reading a lot of books because I really love reading, and I realized for a long time that I wasn't reading. So this week, or this time, we are going to talk about the book called Twisted Love, which is part of the Twisted series, book 1 by Anna Huang. Not sure how you pronounce that, but let's go ahead and I'm going to read the back of it, and then we'll go ahead and get into the book. You are the light to my dark, sunshine. Without you, I'm lost. Alex Volkov is a devil blessed with the face of an angel and cursed with a past he can't escape. Driven by a tragedy that has haunted him for most of his life, his ruthless pursuits for success and vengeance, it's been a busy day, leave little room for matters of the heart. But when he's forced to look after his best friend's sister, he starts to feel something in his chest. A crack, a melt, a fire that could end his world as he knew it. Ava Chen is a free spirit trapped by nightmares of a childhood she can't remember. But despite her broken past, she's never stopped seeing the beauty in the world, including the heart beneath the icy exterior of a man she shouldn't want. Her brother's best friend, her neighbor, her savior, and her downfall. Theirs is a love that was never supposed to happen, but when it does, it unleashes secrets that could destroy them both and everything they hold dear. Sorry, guys. I don't know what it is about filming, but like I get like this a little bit sometimes, all the time, every other time. Anyway, so this book has how many chapters? So this one has about 44 chapters and 341 pages. So it's a good size book. It's not so it's not so much that you couldn't read it in like a weekend or a couple of days. It would be like a good beach read, that kind of a thing. It's very easy to understand. There's no language in here. Like no super big words, and nothing in like a different language that I can recall. Ava Chen is Chinese or Japanese. One of those E's. And there is a point where they talk about her parents, basically the type of parents they have. They're not very involved. And they make a comment of like, this is just how Chinese parents are, Japanese parents. I really can't remember. I'm trying to see if I can see it, but it's really not that big of a thing. I mean, obviously she is Asian. You know, I don't think that... What's weird is that Ava, obviously I picture her as being Asian, right? But her brother Josh, I don't. And it's so weird because Josh I picture as like the typical frat bro, right? And it's very, very strange to me now that I think about it. But so this book is basically about Ava, who starts falling for her brother's friend. Her brother goes to he goes on like a mission trip in South America, I believe, and he's going to be away, and they happen to live right next door to each other, so he's going to have his friend watch over her by moving into his place. So that's how they kind of... And she doesn't really know him that well, but obviously they get to know each other pretty well. I will say, you know, Alex is... he's fairly young. He has a genius level IQ of 160. He is rich. Kind of, you know, the same trope, you know, he's rich. It's not like a mafia love story, but it's kind of implied. Like, his last name is Volkov and his uncle's name is Ivan. So it's kind of... Listen, I think you can deduce that, you know, they're Italian, okay, or even Russian. And I think you can kind of take it in that direction. The things that he has done remind me a lot of, like, mafia romance stories. You know, it doesn't talk about it directly, but like the chain of command and how things work, and like there's a front for certain things and things aren't what they seem. That really reminds me of mafia romances that I've read. Not that I've read a whole lot, but so there is that. There is, I don't want to give like too many spoilers, but there is some traumatizing things in here that are really talked about. Some things that Ava experienced in her childhood, which is why she can't remember them, and she does begin to remember them. She remembers them via like flashbacks, and things kind of occur to her and hit her, sometimes at inopportune moments. But this book could be very triggering. Like if you suffered abuse at the hands of your parents, I will say that this book could be severely triggering to you. And what Alex went through was absolutely horrendous, and everything all ties in. But I have to say, like, there was a point in the book where it finally added up to me and the pieces finally fell together. But for the most part, I didn't put anything together. I just thought that these were two people, you know, just happened to be friends, or just happened, you know, he just happened to be friends with her brother. And when you learn the truth about everything, it's a lot more twisted than you know, and it lives up to its title, that Twisted Love. I did give it a 4 out of 5 stars because of all the tropes. Like I listen, I'm not one to like the same old romance story, okay? Rich guy who has a big penis, okay, and they gave him a genius level IQ. He's young, he owns several companies, he's basically a billionaire, right? So one of their dates, like he buys out a whole, like he could buy out a whole restaurant for them. You know what I mean? Rent out the whole thing, or, you know, a whole park. Like, you know, I don't feel like that's super realistic, because most of the guys that I've talked to, that I'm friends with, that I have chatted with in the past, none of them have been billionaires. And you know, I'm not saying that that's rare necessarily. I just, you know, I think you're more likely to find somebody with a genius level IQ than you are to be able to date a millionaire. But that, obviously, like, it's a work of fiction. Like, I don't know how much relatability you want in a work of fiction. You kind of just want like a sweet love story, which is what this is. It's kind of, I mean, it's very twisted. You know, and they're very on again, off again, on again, off again. And, you know, in the end, it's kind of like, are they or aren't they? And it does kind of leave a lead into the second book, which I believe is about a different couple. I believe there's 4 books in the series. There's Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, and Twisted Lies. And I believe they're all about different couples, but I'm not, I mean, I'm sure the couple from book 1 will be in book 2, book 3, and book 4. It's just, it won't be centered on them. It won't be like about them. So I thought the character development was very, very good. The Alex that you meet in the beginning of the book is not the same Alex at the end of the book, and the same way with Ava. She's such an inspiring character. She has gone through so much, and she comes to a point where she's like, I've been through this, and I've been through this, and I've been through this. Like, I'm tired of living my life sheltered. And she's like overprotected and sheltered, and she just gets to a point where she's like, you know what? I got to do things on my own terms. I got to stand on my own 2 feet. And I loved that for her. It's very inspiring. There is a lot of spiciness in here. There's a lot of romanticals. So if that's something that you don't like, just, and it's not traditional romanticals. There's, well, like, I'll go ahead and say, like, Alex's thing, he has very unemotional sex. So when he has sex with women, he prefers to do it from behind because he doesn't want to look into their eyes, you know, and there's no kissing. So it's kind of like, it's very impersonal. And he does that because he's like, he doesn't have a girlfriend. He's not becoming attached to anybody. Like, he doesn't want that. He is focused on one thing and one thing only. And then, of course, Ava comes into his life and kind of brings light and brings, that's why he calls her Sunshine, is because she brings a lighter side to things and helps him see things a little bit different in a way. And it's a very good book. It's a very, very good romance. I did want to take a point off because of all the tropes, all of the cliches that are in here. But I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed this. I would read this again. I even went out, and after I finished this, I went out and bought, because you can get a full set at Walmart. You can get books 1 through 4, and I think it was like $50, $54. So, which I never buy like the full set right out, because I want to read the first book. If I like the first book, then I'll buy the rest of the books. but I don't want to, you know, spend that amount of money and buy a whole set and then read the first book and go, this is not something that I want. So we just bought the first book, and I actually really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this book. I would read this book again. These two are really good characters. I would read more of them. Okay, I would absolutely read more of them. This could easily be translated into a movie. I think this would be excellent. You know, obviously they'd have to probably change some things. They always change some things though. But I think this would be a really good one-off romance movie. And, you know, I just really enjoyed it. Okay, was it the best book I've ever read? No. Is it the best writing that I've ever read? No. But the plot is good. And like I said, I went through most of the book just reading it and, you know, thinking one thing, and then you get to a certain point towards the end, not like at the very end, but towards the end when kind of things start to unravel and truths come out and things come out, and you're just kind of like, alrighty then, you know. And it actually shocked me a little bit, and I'm usually the first person to be like, oh, it's this person did it. My husband can attest to that, because we watch crime shows, and I'll be like watching it, and I'll just be like, in like 5-10 minutes in, I'll be like, oh, it's this person. And my husband's like, how do you even know that? How do you know, or why? And I'll give him like a reason. And sometimes I'm right a lot of the times, but like sometimes I'll even get the reason right, like the motive for, you know, killing or for assaulting or for, you know, whatever the crime was. And it's just, I didn't guess in this book. So it definitely leaves stuff out. I think if you really think about it, you could put 2 and 2 together. But I didn't. I was reading this book because it says it's a dark romance, and on the front it says, he had a heart of ice, but for her, he'd burn the world. And who doesn't like that? Who doesn't want somebody like that? Who? Not me. I want somebody like that. I want somebody like that. Which is why my husband and I, we got married as like Joker and Harley Quinn. Hello? You know, he has a heart of ice, but for her, he'd burn the world. Heck yes. But I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. It does go back and forth between the chapters, so you'll have, it doesn't like go Alex, Ava, Alex, Ava. Sometimes you'll have 2 chapters that are Ava and then 1 of Alex, or 2 chapters that are Alex and then 3 chapters that are Ava, and then, you know, it kind of goes back and forth. But you do get both perspectives. So you get Alex's perspective and you get Ava's perspective. And there is some bonus content, which is extra spicy, and I loved that part too. So let me know if you have read this book or anything else by Anna Huang, by the author. And if you have read anything else by the author, if it's good and you think I should read it, let me know, because of course, you know, when I find an author whose writing I can read and understand, and it's like easy and I can really get into it, I love to read more of them. So this wasn't as good for me as A Court of Thorns and Roses, and it wasn't as good as The Love Hypothesis, or as good as Butcher and Blackbeard, but it's still pretty good. So I do encourage you to go out and check this out if you can find it. It's definitely worth giving it a read. I really liked it. So if you've read it, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video, because you never know what kind of content is going to pop up over here on this channel. I thank y'all so much for watching. I love you all very, very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!